My name's David, and welcome to the Management Journey channel, where I give you advice that I've learned over 20 years of managing teams of all sizes. I manage groups as large as 250. I've managed teams as functionally different as development to marketing to operations to call center to analytics to HR and recruiting. I think one of the things that I've always had a lot of praise on is around leadership and management. And I want to share with you all my thoughts around annual reviews. It's that time of year for a lot of us. We've either just finished the annual review process, it's just right around the corner. But I want us to really rethink them and really change our mindset because as leaders, as managers, the way we approach this process is going to have a big impact on our teammates, the people we lead. And so we're going to go from annual reviews being an obligation to an opportunity. Another way of saying this is I get to do an annual review. I don't have to do an annual review. Do you see how those that slight change in that sentence makes a big difference? Because being a leader, being a manager is a privilege, an incredible responsibility you have over others. And so doing that annual review process is something you get to do. Okay. It shouldn't be something you have to do. Okay. So, but what I want to talk about is how you can be more effective in that review, not just shifting the perspective, but how you can approach this entire process. And so the entire annual review process is going to be one where you're going to get feedback on their performance over the prior year. I think too often we spend too much time really ruminating, thinking about, putting down on paper everything we can remember over the past 12 months. As people, as humans, we tend to do a little bit better job of remembering when things don't go well than when they do. But I want you to shift that entire mindset and focus on the individual and focus on how you can help them achieve the goals they want to achieve. Okay, so you've worked with this individual, you've had hopefully a lot of one-on-ones, maybe you've had some lunches with them. I want you to think before you do the annual review, and I want you to ask yourself, where are they in their career? Okay. You're looking at where they are at your current company, the roles, their responsibilities, maybe their job title. Where are they in their career? Now, the next big question for you is where do they want to go? Okay. Because not everybody values the same thing. Not everybody values money or time or recognition. Not everyone wants to move to a management role. Everyone has their own criteria. It's critical that you understand what that is for that employee. Okay. And that's going to give you the ability to sit back and really do an introspective process of thinking, what can you do to help them to get there? And so, how would that manifest itself? It could be in a few ways, right? So, it could be as simple as they need more experience speaking in public. So, I'm going to find ways to get them in front of others so they can practice that. Maybe they need to learn a new skill. So, I'm going to try to find a way to get them on that next key project so they can develop that skill. Maybe it's integrating them with a different team so they can be exposed how different people in the organization approach a problem. Maybe they can get exposure of how different people in the organization may have different goals. Okay. Whatever it is, take the time to think about this critically and then take the time to really practice communicating it effectively. Okay. The people that are sitting across from you, whether it's in office at a desk or it's virtual over Zoom, they're going to really respect and value your time in this process if they can clearly see that you've invested your time into the process. Okay. So it's not a formality. This annual review process is not a formality. It's so hard as leaders, as managers, to take the step back and have time to really think about that each year. But I think at the beginning of the year, when you're doing these annual reviews, there's no better time, right? So let's try to shift our mindset. Instead of just checking a box to get this process done and the form turned back into HR or whoever your boss is, you should truly invest in the people you lead. Okay. Now, there's some things that you can do to make this process work better. So, one of those is in your one on ones leading up to this review, or if your organization does like a self evaluation document, I want you to really try to go back and understand from their perspective what were their wins this past year? What do they think they were most successful doing? Again, if you need to understand where they want to go in their career, I want you to try to really collect as much information as you can so that when you do that annual review, it resonates. Okay. I have found over my career, I have done some annual reviews that I really think were life changing for the individual, and I've had some bad ones. And it's not necessarily a reflection of my effort level, but I will say this, whether it was life changing, whether it was mid, whether it missed the mark, that person that was in the room with me, the one thing they understood was I cared about them and I tried the very best. So, again, my recommendation annual reviews coming up. If you remember one thing, when you talk about annual reviews internally, don't joke about them. Okay. It's easy to do. I want you to say that you get to do an annual review. Do not say, I have to. Okay. Because this is a privilege. Thanks and have a great day.